Alright, hey, this is Mega here. So I promised I'd do a comparison video between the Litespeed battery and the Sur Ron battery and the chargers. So this will kind of be like a kind of two-part kind of video, one for the chargers and one for the battery. So I've got everything kind of laid out right now. I pulled the Sur Ron battery out of the bike. So let's go take it. We'll just, this is just like a kind of like external comparison. We can weigh each one if you want, but I'll tell you now, they're both 25 pounds. Alright, okay, so let's go take a look at the batteries. So, this is the 72 volt Litespeed battery, and it's the drop-in battery. So this has a custom polycarbonate case with like a kind of shrink wrap tubing all around it, like a huge shrink wrap tubing. It's ginormous. It's very thick too. It's good stuff. And it has so both of them have a carry strap. Here's the carry strap for the Litespeed battery. It's basically so the Sur Ron one has this kind of this very nice carry strap that bolts onto the top of the battery here, and you use that to help you pull the battery out. Okay. This one has it mounted in the center. And it's like kind of like, it's like a double strap on top, and I think it's a single strap on the bottom. So there you go. This one, you can see the strap on the side. I think it's just basically the battery is just. Actually, let me lower the camera. I lowered the camera a little bit so you guys can see a little better. So basically, I think this one is just a strap that goes all over from the bottom of the battery. Go, and then it's been hot glued to the side of the cover, basically. It works, I guess. It's not as nice as the Sur Ron one, but that's okay. It works, like I said. Basically, that's just going to help you pull the battery in and out of the Sur Ron. Oh boy, sticks are heavy, dude. Always wanted to try to carry one of these in the backpack so we can have double the range. Okay. All right. So so this is the. We'll take a look at the bottom. So this is the back part of the battery. Man, it's got all sorts of scratches on it. What's up with that? This has an aluminum casing, while this one is polycarbonate. There is an option where you can just have them take this casing, and they'll just Litespeed batteries will replace all the batteries or rebuild the battery pack from the inside. I would have done that if I had an empty shell lying around, but I don't. I wish you could just buy the shell. That's what I'm saying. All right, so let's go turn the batteries to the side here. Try not to drop it off my little platform here. Okay, so that's the side view right there. It's a little bit, it's just, I don't know, it's like about the same size as the Sur Ron battery. Let's go get some measurements, actually. Okay, so here's some measurements here. The Sur Ron battery is about 9 inches, while the Litespeed battery is about 9 inches, okay? If you measure it from this way, Sur Ron battery is about 6.5 inches, okay? I measure on this side, the Sur Ron battery is about 6.5 inches as well. It's a little harder to measure the Sur Ron battery because it's got these rounded edges, while this battery has more sharp edges. Okay? Okay. So let's take a look at the fronts of the batteries. That's the front of the battery. Front of the battery has all the labels for the Litespeed battery. This tells you like the information on what kind of cells are inside this, and like a warning label, the logo label, and it has a 300 amp discharge, and don't go below 50 volts. I think you don't want to go below 60 volts actually. So this one has, so there's like a top cover on this one, and it's been screwed on right here. And also there's a sticker here that says void if removed. My sticker has kind of come off already, as you can see. So I don't know. I'm pretty sure my battery's probably not under warranty anymore. But yeah. So we can get a height measurement too. It's about 13 inches high, while the Sur Ron is... I don't really know where to measure it. Let's just measure it from the highest part. So the highest, it's a little bit, almost 15 inches. So you got a 13 versus a 15 inches. So there's a little bit more space. Now if I take that this whatchamacallit, the little block here, yeah. So if I measure it from here, this is almost 15 inches. So I'd imagine, I'm not sure, but I think this battery's like backwards. I think this was designed to be installed this way. Like that. Okay, so this is the front of the Sur Ron battery. So this is actually the front, because this hump actually lines up with this, with the battery, with the charge indicator here. So, okay. All right, so let's go take a look at the tops, and that's probably where the most comparison, the most comparisons we can make. Turn the batteries around. So if you want to see what the bottom of the batteries look like, that's what the bottom looks like. It's just the hole where the shrink wrapping. And if you guys want to see what the bottom of the Sur Ron battery looks like, that's what it looks like. There's a little sticker there, and it has operating temps and everything. The Litespeed battery doesn't have that. I am wondering what... Well, this supposedly has a BMS in it. I'm wondering what temperatures this will charge at. So I will tell you this: when the Sur Ron battery gets too hot, the BMS cuts the power off, and you can't charge it. When it's too hot, you can't charge it. When it's too cold, you can't charge it. I've tested that. so when this gets when it gets 40 degrees, less than 40 degrees out, or around 40 degrees, this will not charge unless you heat the battery up. So I actually had to do that one time. I put it in front of a heater and warmed the battery up, and then it charged. So, and then I've overheated it at the racetrack too, by the way. So I don't know what kind of temperatures this battery can handle. Actually, I probably should email Chris about that. Yeah. So, all right. So those are the bottoms. So we're going to take a look at the tops right now. So the Sur Ron power connector is right here on the top, mounted on top of this cover. Very nice. And then the Litespeed battery has it right here. There's a positive lug here and a positive lug here with cap covers on them. So I'd imagine that that's a hot battery right there. So there is a kind of breaker on top too, right here. I think there's a switch here, and that disconnects the battery right there. So, and then when you plug that in, it puts power to this. It's kind of like, I don't really know what this is, by the way. I think it's a breaker. I don't know why you would want one of these, since there's already a breaker on the Sur Ron itself. So it's like you got a redundant kind of breaker right there. Okay, so there's a positive lug right here. Make sure you don't ground that with anything. If you wear rings, okay, if you wear rings, don't be moving your hands around this battery, man. You might weld your ring to the freaking battery. So no rings around this. So that's one of the things they taught us in the Army. No, you got to take your dog tags off and your rings if you're working with electronic equipment. And in this case, this is probably one of those. So no rings. Some of the hot glue has come off of this already. Not happy with that. Okay. Anyway, so the Sur Ron battery has a charge indicator right here. When the bike is on, the charge indicator stays on all the time, and then when the bike is off, you can momentarily press it and turn it on. So it's at 100% charge right now. The Litespeed battery has no such thing. So I think you can add one. I may get one later. It's kind of nice to have one, so you can just, is it charged or not? I don't know. You can probably just stick a voltmeter on it, I mean, get the voltmeter and plug it into the connector right there to tell how much voltage you have. But it would be nice to have some kind of indicator on the battery. So I'm going to probably get something like that. I don't think it would be hard to rig up to it because the positive terminal is right here. And the negative, you're going to have to, I know you're going to have to splice it into the battery somehow. So kind of don't like that. The negative terminal. These are obviously this is a positive. This just cuts off the power from here. Okay, and then this is just the negative right there. So that's your connector right there, and it connects to this breaker here. And then this is your charge port. It's an XT60 connector. There's no cover for this is the cover for it, I guess. It's kind of nice. What I have to probably do is probably make some kind of lanyard for this. Make a lanyard that goes around here and then connect it there. Or what you can do is get another connector. Here, I'll show you an example of probably what I'm going to do. This is an EC3 connector right here that some LiPo batteries use. This is the EC3 connector with the pins, and I filled it with JB Weld. Okay, and so basically it's a sealed at one end. So you can use something like this, plug it in when you're not using it, and it seals it. I've used this for adventure riding, and I can vouch for that. It will keep dirt and moisture and all that stuff out of your connectors. I used this for a jump starter battery, by the way, so you guys are wondering. So one thing we could do is probably get an XT60 connector with the pins on the other end, and then just press it in to the. I don't know if there needs the wire in there. I don't think the wire's in there. Press the pins in, and then JB Weld the back closed, and then you can just plug that in to keep that cover, so you don't have to have this cover here. But I mean, I guess there is a little cover there, so we'll have to figure something out. What you could do is get a string or something, or a piece of 550 cord, and tie it to this. Put it there. Anyway, I'm kind of going off track here, but anyway, so the charge port for the Light B is right here on the side. Okay, on the left side. Okay, yeah. How am I supposed to charge this if I connect it right here? It's a good question. I don't really know. Maybe you're supposed to put it like this and then plug it in that way. I'm not 100% on that, because I thought the charge port is like right here, so you could charge it right here. So the battery's like this. So I'm gonna have to install this battery somehow. Anyway, that's the charge port right there. It's just an XT60 connector coming out that goes to the connector. The Sur Ron, let me put this out of the way. Sur Ron has a connector right here for the charger right here. It's a 3-pin connector, and it has this little cover here that never likes to stay on. I'll tell you that. I always catch it falling off. I wish they had like a battery little door type of thing that snaps shut and stuff, or something better than this, Sur Ron. Like maybe like a bigger one, like a big plug that went over the whole thing, that would stay in there. This always falls off. I've never had problem with moisture getting in there, but I'm telling you, man, one of these days. So yeah. And then, there's something missing from this. Yes, there is. So the Sur Ron Battery has this connector here that goes to the connector on your Sur Ron. Right here. This guy right here. So the Litespeed battery has no such thing. Yeah, has no such connector. So I don't know. Yeah. So I don't know what you're supposed to do with that plug. You're probably just not supposed to use it anymore because it's not there. It's not there. So okay. So that's the difference. Supposedly there is a BMS in this and everything, and it balances the battery and all that. Same thing with this, I think. Should have one too. So, all right. So yeah, basically they're literally almost the same dimensions. Well, the last thing we didn't check is the weight, so we can go check that right now. Okay, just a quick comparison here, right now. Let's do the stock Sur Ron battery. Stock Sur Ron battery is about 23 pounds and 15.4 ounces. Huh, that's a little lighter than last time I measured it. That's funny. It's supposed to be 25 pounds. And then the Litespeed battery is actually more. It's 26 pounds now. What happened? The last time I weighed this, it was like 25.15 or something. Yeah, it's like 26 pounds exactly. I don't know what happened. It gained a little bit of weight. Maybe it's when I took this off. Maybe that added some weight to it. So, but there it is. All right. So the Litespeed battery is about a pound. I would say about a pound heavier. It's like negligible. All right. So that's the battery comparison right there. All right, so this is the charger comparison right here. We got the two chargers side by side. I'm not gonna measure them. You can just kind of look at it, but you can tell that the Sur Ron charger is just a little bit skinnier. Okay, Sur Ron charger is definitely skinnier. I want to put it on top of the Litespeed charger. So the Litespeed charger is a little bit bigger, but the Litespeed charger is lighter. Okay, let's just weigh without the connectors. So we can weigh it without the connectors. They're roughly about the same height. Yep, they're roughly about the same height, and they're roughly about the same length. Pretty nice. Okay, so here we go. So I got it on there. It's about 4 pounds, 13 ounces. All right. Pretty heavy. I always complain about how heavy it is. 4 pounds, 13 ounces. Well, the Litespeed one is about 3 pounds, 12.8 ounces. So it's about a pound lighter. So where the Litespeed battery is about a pound heavier here, the Litespeed charger is about a pound lighter. So it's interesting. Okay. That's the two chargers. This has a cooling fan on the top with some pretty big heat sinks on it. This has little heat sinks all over it. On the top, on the sides. The sides are a little bit bigger. Yeah, it's pretty nice. And this one has a big kind of exposed fan here, but it has a grill on it to keep you from hitting the fan with something. I've never had a problem hitting that fan, so they engineered it pretty well. This one has a cooling fan on the back here. Okay, and this one actually has a power switch here. You're supposed to turn both of the switches on or off. Okay, this does not have that. Once you plug it in, it has power. So this has I think it has a fuse here. I'm not sure. Yeah, what is this? I hope I'm not messing something up here. I don't know what that is. That's a good question. I've never messed around with it. And I just did. I hope I didn't mess something up. Anyway, so here, let's take a look at the charge connectors. They're obviously going to be different because they're different on the batteries. But you've got, so this is like the best Litespeed charger that you can buy from Litespeed Bikes. Okay, this one has the variable current. One thing I wish they did with this charger is had like different. You could charge at different currents. Like this is fixed at 10 amps. Okay, I wish they had like a 5 amp, or 3 amp, or 2 amp, or a little button to a switch to flick. You know, to charge it at a lower speed if you wanted to. Maybe we don't want to charge fast all the time. You know, 10 amps it's okay. That's about a level 1 charging speeds. You know. Anyway, so there's this difference in the connectors right there. This uses an XT60. I think that's like what, you know, a lot of hobby, like drones and RC cars use nowadays. And then this has this 3-pin connector, and then there's a lock right here. I've been using this. I've had my Litebee for a while and used this a whole lot, and I haven't had a problem with it, so that's good. It's good stuff. It has a pretty long cable. Okay, let's go measure it. How about that? It looks like the cables are longer on the stock Sur Ron charger. Okay, so there's the charge cable right there. Let me go get a tape measure here, and we'll go measure it. It's about, say, with the connector, it's 59.5 inches. Just say it's like 60 inches. 5 feet. It's 5 feet long. Yeah, 5 feet. 60 inches or 5 feet long. All right. This one will be the Litespeed battery. The Litespeed battery charger will be easier, actually. Okay. So we got the Litespeed charger here. We gotta get it out all the way, but it's still brand new, so the cables are kind of like crinkled. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. I'm gonna say that's about. It looks like 38 inches. Okay, about just a shy over 3 feet. Yeah. So cord's a lot shorter, unfortunately. And then it looks like the cables are on the same side, so it makes it even worse. It makes the cable even shorter, is what I'm gonna say. Okay, let's go flip the other one around, and then we'll measure how long the charge cables are. I have to say, I've had the Sur Ron charger for a while now, and it hasn't given me any problems other than like, yeah, I won't charge your battery when it's too hot. Oh, I did go over the indicator lights too. Oh, this one is even longer. Yeah, look at that. Very heavy duty, thick, very nice charger that the Sur Ron comes with. It's very robust. Okay, so I don't think you guys can see the whole thing in the shot, but I will read it off to you. This one's a little crinkled, so I'm gonna say 77 inches. Yes, about 77 inches. It's just almost like 6.5 feet. So there you go. So total's about like 11 or 12 feet. So your battery can be, or your bike can be 12 feet away from the outlet, and you could still charge. That's one thing I did like about this charger. You know, they give you generous amounts of cable to charge. So the power cable for Litespeed charger is 37 inches ish, about 3 feet. Yeah, like 3 feet exactly, pretty much. So it's 3 feet, and 3 feet leaves 6. But the cables are on the same side, so you can't do the same thing you can do with the Sur Ron. You can't make it like really long. Pretty much the farthest. Well, no, that's not true. Okay, that's not true, because what you could do is you can bend it the other way, but you're gonna cut off like a good chunk. You're gonna like get the cable's gonna be like half the length. Okay, so you could actually do that with the thing. So even if they're on this, the nice thing I like about the Litespeed charger, with this being on the same side, is it's a little less messy. It's easier to coil around itself like that, you know. Whereas that one is like this one. Freaking, the wires are on both sides, so it's kind of awkward storing this. Is what I want to say. That's what I didn't like about it. But it does allow you to charge from a longer distance from the outlet, so that's a nice thing. This one, your charger has to be within like 3 feet to use it. Is what I want to say. I wish it was longer, but hey, that's what extension cables are for. So hopefully it's just long enough to get it plugged into your battery, which it is. It's barely long enough to get to your battery while it's on the bike. So all right, so that's the comparison between the two. This is a pound lighter, while the Sur Ron Battery is a pound lighter than the Litespeed. So I hope you guys enjoyed that comparison right there. I will be using these things at the racetrack and like when I go camping and stuff. So, you know, that's when this stuff you know really comes into play. You know. Okay, thanks for watching. That was the Litespeed battery versus Sur Ron comparison between the batteries and the chargers. There's more than one charger you can get for the Litespeed battery, but I chose the most expensive one because it had the variable charging thingy. I also don't know if this is rated to use outdoors. I would think it from the looks of it, I don't think so. You could probably use it outdoors if you didn't if it didn't get wet. Yeah. The Litespeed charger, I wouldn't if I wouldn't get the Litespeed charger wet either, but I would, you know, put it under somewhere shaded, you know, when you're charging. But it shouldn't have any problem charging when it's wet. So I think both of them are like that. Just try not to get them wet. Like you could charge it when it's wet out, but don't get water directly on them. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. All right. Nice to make out.